If you've ever taken your film to a lab, you have gotten scans back that you were not happy with. It happens to everyone. Now, whether that's the fault of the scan tech making some adjustments that you did not like, or one of these older scanning machines applying a fade to your image that you're not too happy with, I've got a tip from my friend Brian at Cinestill that can help neutralize these lab scans to get them to look a little bit more color correct to how you'd expect them. Now, if you don't like editing your film, totally fine, leave them as is. But if you want to correct a weird fade and you can't seem to get it right, you've crushed the blacks in Lightroom and it doesn't look right, I've got a tip that can help you out. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of film scans that I've corrected, how I did it, and also some expired film scans that I've corrected and how I did that. It's the exact same process, by the way, so don't get too confused. Let's get into it. This first image we're gonna correct is the image that I learned this tip on. I had just done this shoot with Valandis on shooting conceptual work in the studio in my style, which if you haven't seen already is a really fun video. I was looking at these photos for the first time at the Cinestill HQ, super bummed out at this red haze, and my first instinct was to go to the blacks and try to crush them like this. I mean, of course, that did correct the issues that we have, but now the image is like super like dark and everything. It doesn't look great. So what Brian taught me is that if you go down to the tone curve, there's a red, a green, and a blue section. Let's say you go to the red section here. You see this gap between the actual point on it and the data. If you drag that over to where the data is, where the peak is, boom, that shadow, that weird red shadow haze is now gone. Now, what if we go to the green? Because now there's way too much green in the image and you drag it over to that peak. Boom, the green is gone. It is so close now. So what if we take this last one, this blue one, and pull it over? There's a little bit more warmth into the image. It's almost perfect. Her skin has a little bit of green in it, which is probably at fault to the green light shining. But let's say I want her skin to be a little bit more red like the original image, like a little bit more color to it. You could pull back a little bit and boom, that's perfect. I think that that's it right there. That's how I wanted it to look. So again, we're just correcting that fade. The colors are neutralized and it just looks like how the scan should have looked. This next image we're gonna do is an expired scan of my friend Val. This is like some 220 I shot in Malibu that was like super expired. As you can see, the peak of this data right here is so far away from the actual point on the map. So we're gonna do the same exact technique. We're gonna just drag it over and then we're gonna do the green and then boom. Already from there, you're seeing the color of her hair come back. Now we've got way too much blue. So we're gonna go to the blue channel and pull it over and then boom, dude, look at that. Look at the color on that. Dude, the color looks so good. There's a little bit of pink in here. So I'm gonna go up to actually the other end here and mess around with it until I like it. Maybe drag it down this way, add some yellow back into the image. Oh, dude. That just looks so much closer to what I saw and what the scanner should have interpreted. You can't really expect much from this scanner. It's trying to read a super expired negative. So yeah, that looks so good. I'm really happy with that. Let's try another expired film scan from the same set. You'll see the data on this image is very different. So I'm still gonna drag it over and then I'm gonna drag it over again. And that already looks really good. I like the blues in there actually, but anyway. And we pull it over, boom, look at that. The last image I want to correct is this photo right here of the long weekend bag by my friends Willem and Allison. They've been working on this collection of bags and accessories for a long time, so when they sent me one, I really wanted to shoot a couple point and shoot photos. But when I got the scans back, there's this weird red haze to them. So again, I'm just gonna do the same technique. I'm going to take the point and pull it to the peak, and boom, already it looks so much better. It's a little green, so I'm gonna bring down on the green. Yeah, and pull that over. Oh my God, that looks so good. Let me add a little yellow in. You can see the yellow peak is not very big, but boom. I mean, this technique works, guys. Yeah, wow. By the way, this technique will not work for a set of scans you did with Negative Lab Pro. And the reason for that is Negative Lab Pro is a plugin for Lightroom. So it's already taking advantage of the tone curve when it makes its initial conversion from a positive film scan to an image. So this is only gonna work for like images that you got from a lab, as a TIFF, a JPEG, a PNG. My bad, I'm sorry. Anyway, I know a lot of people don't like to edit their film scans. That's fine. If you don't wanna edit your film scans, don't. If you feel like this can help you get closer to the image that you thought of, use this technique. So yeah, just use it, please. Shout out Brian for teaching me this technique. I hope you guys have a lot of fun using it and end up getting even better results with your film negatives. So yeah, as always, I'm Linus and I will be back next week for another video. So bye.